Remember this past spring when I showed you how to take a hanging basket and actually plant it in the ground? Well, I want to give you an update here at the end of July to show you how gorgeous they are. So come join me. Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today we are here at the nursery along the bank that we were at earlier this spring, where I was showing you how to take a hanging basket and actually plant it directly into the ground. If you will remember, back then I had a couple of hanging baskets of Proven Winners Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, and I planted them into the ground. Well, as you can see behind me, they are doing magnificently well. This is the last week of July. They have been here the whole time through all the heat and the humidity and the 6 weeks of no rain, and they are still doing well. What have I been doing to these beauties to keep them looking well? Well, first of all, we did have to have them on some water because this bed behind us is not on irrigation, but it does receive a lot of, has a lot of natural springs in it because this is a pretty big, steep bank. So there is water that actually comes down the hill and comes into this area. So early in the spring, I didn't have to water them at all. And then they have been receiving Proven Winners water-soluble fertilizer on a regular basis. Now, technically it should be every week or every 2 weeks, but full disclosure, that has not been happening because Jenny just can't get it together and get them all done. But they have been receiving that water-soluble fertilizer, as I remember, which is normally about every 3 weeks or so. When I did plant them, I used their time-release fertilizer. So even though I missed that water-soluble fertilizer during the week, the slow release is in the ground and they are doing well. These have been trimmed back one time in the season. That was about the middle of June. We did trim them back just to kind of reflush them out. And then boom, there you go. They are doing great. And in this bank was really interesting because we planted this almost exactly a year ago this time last year. It was hot, but it was a time that we had available, and so we used it. And when people come to the nursery, this is one of the banks that they see first off, and it really is a very attractive bed because it is a mix of those gorgeous bubblegum annuals. Then we've got the little lime hydrangeas that are flowering now and looking beautiful. We have the Grand Cascade butterfly bush. Right now it's a little bit on the downside. It's been really hot, it's been dry. Just a couple of weeks ago, they were just these magnificent, gorgeous blooms covered in butterflies. They really need to have a little prune to help them flush out with some new growth. But they are back there. Then between the bubblegums, kind of that bright shrub, that is a kaleidoscope abelia. Kaleidoscope abelias are an evergreen. They are called kaleidoscope because they change colors with the season. We will put all of the dimensions up on the screen for you with the growing zones because Jenny can't remember, so there's your information right there. And we also have behind, like directly behind bubblegums, those nice dark green kind of upright shrubs. That is a vintage jade distilium. Again, here's all your information. But again, it is a great evergreen shrub. They get wider than they do tall, so for a bank that's really nice because we don't really need a whole lot of height on this bed, but we need to fill in and cover the spaces. And then in the very back, those nice bright pops of yellow, those are sunshine ligustrums from Southern Living. We actually love these plants. We use them a lot. We have them at our mailbox, if you will remember from that video where I trimmed them. So this is just a great example of if you have a trouble spot. For us, it was the bank. It would wash. It was covered in weeds. We wanted to landscape it so that it looked great, and when our customers came, it was really attractive, but just a great mix of flowering shrubs, flowering annuals, evergreen shrubs, and it all works wonderfully together. So, hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a garden tour update of this area. Stay tuned as throughout the season, and we'll probably do it on nursery tours. We'll show you this space again, but hopefully you have enjoyed this. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Gardening with Creekside if you're not already part of the family. Have a fantastic day, and we will see y'all next time. Goodbye, friends.